Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And we have a pretty interesting episode for you guys here today. You definitely want to stick around for, so make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, as some of you guys, or most of you, are fully aware, the collective bargaining agreement negotiations are right around the corner. In this case, we're referring to the NBA, right? And the way business has been done in the NBA will most likely change. That's what a lot of people were projecting, and that's what I think as well. There's been some discussion around the players versus owners in sports, in the sports world, especially in the NBA world, over the last few months or so. And the cases that have been brought up when we're talking about this war that's possibly coming between the owners and the players, we're looking at examples of James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Ben Simmons, and now, of course, the Kevin Durant situation with him requesting a trade. And you recently heard Commissioner Adam Silver basically come out and say that the NBA doesn't like it when some of his best players come out there and request trades like that, especially at the beginning of a contract. And some key voices in the space, in media, have been trying to sound the alarm bells. Voices like Shannon Sharpe. We recently produced a video where Shannon Sharpe basically said that the owners are going to be coming for the players. We produced a video, did pretty well, and a lot of people seem to concur with the positions that Shannon Sharpe put forward. And Stephen A. Smith has also been saying this over the last few months. And we recently actually put up a poll on our channel about 2 days ago where we basically asked the audience to identify themselves as sports fans. And the basic question we asked them was this: are you pro player or are you pro owners, right? And of the 20,000 people that voted on that poll, 75% of them said they're pro players. So they're on the side of the players, and 25% said that they're on the side of the owners. And one of the reoccurring comments that we got from that poll in the comment section, because I do read almost all the comments, people kept on saying, I am pro fan, I am pro fan, I am pro fan. And I think if you're a pro fan, you're probably going to be pro owner, if that's really what you're saying. But anyway, I digress. Now, this morning I listened to a segment of the JJ Redick podcast, and they had Alex Caruso on there. He was on the podcast, and he was basically saying that, listen, obviously he's pro player, he's a player, and he was basically saying that now players are now in a position where they can take things in their hands and kind of determine their own futures. And in my personal opinion, I think some NBA players seem to be under the impression that they're going to continue getting their way moving forward. But however, voices like, as I just said, Shannon Sharpe and Stephen A. Smith have been saying otherwise. And just this morning, or just earlier, Chris Broussard from The Odd Couple basically painted a very stark and dark picture of what the future may look like post the next CBA. But before we go any further, this video is brought to you by Aura, the official sponsor of this video and the official sponsor of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Do you know what the fastest growing crime in America is today? It's identity theft. Imagine trying to log into your email only to see that your password has been changed. Then you start getting weird notifications from your bank and credit cards, only to find out that all of your personal and sensitive information has been totally compromised. If you think it can happen to you and your family, just know that in 2020, over 49 million Americans were victims to identity theft, costing them a combined $56 billion. That is why we are excited to partner with Aura, who's the sponsor of this video. Aura is the #1 identity theft and financial fraud protection. Aura monitors the dark web and alerts you if any of your passwords and accounts have been breached. And funny enough, after using Aura, I discovered some of my credentials were floating around in the dark web, and the app showed me exactly when and where the breach happened. In addition, Aura allows you to set spending alerts, and they'll notify you of any suspicious transactions. Aura is 4 times faster than any of its competitors in alerting you if someone is trying to open a credit card or obtain a loan using your name. And remember this, every 14 seconds, someone becomes a victim of identity fraud. Don't let it happen to you. Now click the link in the description and try Aura for free for 2 weeks and see if any of you or your family's personal information has been compromised. Start your free trial at aura.com/dreamerspro. And when you try Aura by using the link in the description below, also know that you're supporting this channel. Thank you. What we want to do is we want you guys to listen to what Chris Broussard and Ephraim Salaam, who's been doing a fantastic job, I think, filling in for Rob Parker on The Odd Couple on FS1. I want you guys to take a listen to what they had to say, and then we're going to really come back and unpack this thing, because you guys want to really hear what I have to say in the second part of this show. So take a listen to that.
Here's what I want to ask you, Ephraim. I don't like it. I don't think you like it. In the league, he mentioned the collective bargaining agreement as he went on and continued speaking. The owners are really going to take it out on the players in this next CBA. Now, Adam Silver is a players commissioner. David Stern was not. I think David Stern was a tremendous commissioner, but he was hardcore. And I don't think this would be going on if David Stern were the commissioner. And we'll see. Now, Adam Silver does work for the owners. I know the owners are going to come hardcore. And to be honest, they should. I've always been with the players, Ephraim. I've always wanted them to win in the collective bargaining. They always lose because you're talking about wealthy owners who made their money and make their money elsewhere versus rich players who at some point, many of them will need that paycheck. Mm-hmm. They'll be good at it for a while, and obviously the Durants and the LeBrons and the Max guys, they're fine. But at some point, a lot of the guys are going to start needing that money. And so the players, the owners can just sit the players out. It's as simple as that. And you know this, the owners don't make their money off these teams on a yearly basis. Some make some money per year, but many of the teams don't make money on a yearly basis. Where they make their money is the appreciation of the franchise. It's like a great investment, right? They will be able to outlast the players, so the players will lose.
Well, number one, Adam Silver and the owners things are going to change. You're absolutely right. Because you're getting to a point now where because the NBA is a player-dominant league, unlike the NFL,
right?
Then, the commissioner and the owners, there's been a little discrepancy in terms of, the NBA players have more power, more say.
Right.
Because they're collectively together for the most part. What's going to start happening is all of these guaranteed contracts, right? These super max deals, 200. I mean, we're almost at $300 million.
Oh yeah.
Right, for an extension.
Yep.
Jokic got 275.
Right.
Yep. So in a year or 2 years, it's going to be 3 and it's going to keep going.
Yep.
And they're at a point now where they're not going to listen. Like, I don't even know why they're entertaining Kevin Durant wanting a trade request.
Thank you.
He has 4 years left on his deal. I would have told him, duly noted. And we would have kept on, training camp starts September, whatever. See you there. And you got to keep it moving, because if you keep acquiescing to players' demands when they're under contract, then it'll never stop. What's to stop Jokic next year from saying, I want out?
Yep.
Right? Now I want to be traded.
Yep.
You mean after we just guaranteed you $270 million?
Right.
Right. Like, so now what's going to begin to happen is there are going to be a lot of different clauses in these guaranteed contracts. It's going to be a lot of, you must play, if it's outside of injury, you must play a certain amount to get this amount. Like, the language is going to change in these contracts based on, the owners feeling like they're getting the bang for their buck that they're paying.
So you heard what they had to say. Now, I'm not going to get into all of the technical aspects of this. Number one, I'm not a lawyer. Number two, I'm not a savant when it comes to the CBA and all of that. I'm still learning it as well. So I'm not going to sit up here and act like as if I'm some type of specialist when it comes to this. But I would rather talk about that, all of the different machinations and all of the different provisions and stuff that are being put, that will most likely be put in place when the negotiations ensue. But until then, we're just going to keep it on a very standard kind of superficial, basic level, right? We don't need to get into all of that right now. But I want to give you guys my general thoughts on this. I do believe that some players have given the owners of the NBA teams enough examples for them to try to snatch the power back from the palms or the paws or the hands of the NBA players. Cases like James Harden, cases like Kyrie Irving, cases like Ben Simmons will be used against them, right? They did not forget the Ben Simmons saga, the Kyrie Irving saga, and I'm not saying that they're the only ones, because you can keep going back, right? It's not like I said they're the only one. Yeah, Paul George, so many other players. So I'm not just pinning on them. I'm just bringing up the most recent examples. Now, what I want to do is I want to speak from my personal vantage point, because I think it's important that you guys get my personal perspective on this and not just a general perspective on this. Marco and I, and for those of you who don't know, Marco is the co-founder of Dreamerspro. He everything that you don't see me do, Marco does. Like, so we're a team here, and none of this would be possible without Marco and vice versa. But Marco and I, we're the ones that run this operation here, right? This small business that we have here. So we're the ones that do that. Then imagine one day, him and I decide, you know what? We want to hire a team of writers to help us publish 2 articles a day for our website. I want you guys to follow this. Marco and I decide that we're going to hire a team of writers to help us publish 2 articles a day on our website, which is about 640 articles a day. Yeah, about 40, 25, 10, 15. Yeah, about that. You get the, I'm not even getting that, but a lot of articles, 2 articles a day, whatever. Right? For our website. And what we do is we go out there and we look for writers that are capable of doing this. And based on their marketplace value, which the writers have, and their experience and all of these other things that go into their salary, we come up with a contract with these writers, and we say, listen, we want you guys to write with us, write for our company for 2 years, right? We're gonna do a 2-year contract with you guys, right? And we're gonna be paying you guys X amount of dollars a month, X amount of dollars a year for this 2-year period. We propose the contract, they sign it, we sign it, both of our lawyers look at it, everything is A-okay, we sign it, and we start working. Fantastic. Midway through the contract in the first year, maybe 6 months in, they decide that they don't like doing business with us anymore for whatever reason. They just decide, you know what? We don't want to work with these guys anymore. We want to go work somewhere else, right? Yeah, I know we signed a contract with you guys. We know we're supposed to be delivered. We have these deliverables for 2 years, but we just decided that we're going to take our talent and go do something else. And they request to go to another company, and for us to get them to another company after we signed an agreement. Now, let me tell you, if I found myself in a situation like that, I would be totally beside myself. I would not even know how to react. After I sat down, you and I, we sit down, we shake hands, we make an agreement, and then all of a sudden you decide that, you know what, you're going to just change your mind and you're going to go do something else, I would be beside myself. But then I go and talk to one of my friends and I tell them, I say, hey, listen, man, this is what these guys they want to do. These guys are talking about leaving after we just signed a contract with them for 2 years, 6 months into the contract. They're like, I want to move on. I'm like, how is this even possible? Then one of my friends says to me, he says, Charles, aren't you being a hypocrite? I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean I'm being a hypocrite? He's like, yeah, I think you're being a hypocrite because I recently saw you hire a writer, and after 6 months, you decided that you didn't like the work that he was doing. Maybe it wasn't satisfactory, or you thought that it was going to be a better employee out there, so you fired him, and you decided to move on to get somebody better. You got rid of him. So how is that fair? How is that fair to him? Here you are complaining that these guys want to break ranks and go somewhere else after you signed a contract with them, but you signed somebody else on the contract, and then after 6 months you say, you know what, I'm tired of you, I want somebody else. How are you being fair to that guy? And my response to him would simply be this: the reason it is fair to him is because I own the company, and he who owns the company can do with it as he sees fit within the law. This is my personal position on this. So the point I'm making is this: my position is I am on the side of the entrepreneurs. I am an entrepreneur. That is who I am. I know a lot of entrepreneurs, and it's not an easy life. For as much as people see, oh, this guy's driving around, unless they're stealing money, most guys that are not posting pictures all day on Instagram and living it up every single day, they work really, really hard. I don't know these entrepreneurs y'all be following that have all of this free time, that are always posting and always having a good time. These guys, I don't know what they're doing. Most entrepreneurs that are about their business are always working their tails off. Why? Because they assume all of the risk. You guys know the percentages of businesses that fail within the first 5 years. So if you have a business and you somehow make it work, somehow you beat the odds, you're damn right you're going to want to have some, some privileges. I don't understand. I take all the risk. I'm responsible to pay all of these different, and I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about people that employ 50, 100, 150, 200, 1,000, 2,000 people. I'm assuming all of this. And then at the end, you and I are going to have the same privileges. No. It doesn't work like that. If you want a scenario where it works like that, then you go get your own team and you do whatever the hell you want. That's how it works. In my personal opinion, I'm an entrepreneur first. And I think that the people that are watching this particular video that are entrepreneurs are going to agree with me. The people that want to be entrepreneurs in the future are also going to agree with me. No one is going to sit back and say, you know what? I want to get screwed in this particular. Nobody wants that. And I think that's where the owners push back. I'm not even going to get into the aspect of how much money they make, and because it's irrelevant. Why? Because it's that industry. NBA players earn that type of money because it's that particular injury. It's a very specialized job. There are only about 500 positions every single year. Tens of millions of people watch it. And therefore, it brings in a lot of revenue. It brings in a lot of fans. So I'm not going to get into how much money. That, to me, that's irrelevant. Really, it is. My only point of contention is this. If I'm the entrepreneur and I assumed all the risk and I put up the equity and all of this stuff, try to make it work, no, you and I are not going to have the same privilege. I'm sorry. Ain't going to happen. Whether you think it's fair or it just ain't. The same way you can't walk in your house if you're living with your parents. I'm sorry. And they're the ones paying the bills. You don't get to get. Now, I'm not equating them to that, but you understand the point that I'm making. The entrepreneurs are the A side of it. And to me, that's the vantage point I am speaking from. Right? Now, I understand that some of these guys view themselves as private contractors. And to a certain extent, you are a private contractor because you are your own business, as Draymond Green as Draymond Green described it. But in the same sense, you're still within an organization. Like you still are, right? So, and I think that part needs to be highlighted. And to me, this is why I stand on it. And by the way, I'm not going to budge on this. My job is not here to have the same opinion as you. Everybody has a different opinion. This is just my opinion. And when I see things like this, I try to relate it to my personal life and try to imagine, like, golly, if I found myself in a situation like that, what would I do? I would be beside myself. And as I said before, I'm going to say it again. The entrepreneurs and business people watching this video will agree. And those who want to get into business will agree. And if you want to get into business and you don't agree, my friend, you are living under a rock. You need to wake up. That is not how it works. You would want to protect your own interests too, especially if you put all of that effort into it. These are my thoughts and opinions. And what I want to know from you guys is, what do you think? Whatever you think, leave your thoughts in the comment section. We catch y'all on the next episode. Peace.